official welcome to you for joining in this morning. What we're doing here together is both personal and will have a collective impact. There was a friend that I was talking to when I actually even when the idea for the event landed and I knew that we were going to be holding open ultimately a portal for those earthbound souls to actually move on as a consequence of this day. And she just felt it. And this was probably about a month ago when I first put the information out. She just said, I can feel it, I can feel it. Everything I can actually connect with what you say. She was connecting with it then. Your power animals with you. That's fantastic, Joe, because we're going to start the whole process in meditation by doing an honoring and connecting in with ancestors, power animals, and the support we need. So there's two elements that I just really wanted to draw your attention to. The first one is the 1111, and we are going to be working with four pillars of light in the meditation. So that's really connecting with the 1111. And the second thing that I wanted to share with you, which is exceptionally pertinent for today, and if I'd known about this a couple of weeks earlier, I would have sent out some information and gotten a broader awareness. And that is that there are various alternative not movements, but yeah, there is a movement that's gathering, that's looking to replace the traditional red puppy for Remembrance Day with white puppies. Obviously, the official bodies are not interested because the red puppy has actually been used from time immemorial since the whole Remembrance Day concept was introduced. And I was doing a little bit of work on this yesterday, and I came up with the white puppies and some of the information around these. And very, very interesting. For those that can't read it, Hillary's just noted that Quakers actually have used white puppies too. And I think there are more and more people becoming aware, and perhaps we could do this ourselves with our own people. I looked up the symbolism of the red puppy, and the red puppy that's traditionally used for this day is symbolic of death and rebirth. And it was chosen because on the killing fields that were associated with some of the wars, and I think it's specifically in France, the only thing that would grow in those fields after certain of the massacres were red poppies. So the red poppies were actually chosen. But red is also a color of sacrifice, and that is the energy and the essence that normally accompanies this day. It is an energy that is sacrificial. And when we understand what's really been happening, is that those people that gave up their lives, they sacrificed their lives believing that they were doing it for all the noble intentions that you could possibly imagine. So many of them sacrificed their lives simply because big business was busy manipulating the war machine behind the scenes. Now, obviously, big business didn't exist eons ago. There has always been conflict between human beings, but certainly in the two major world wars, they were actually business interventions. And one of the things that really shocked me a number of years ago was to find out, when I worked in the petrochemical industry, was to find out that Germany and Hitler's war machine had been supplied with oil by two major American companies, and that was what kept that war machine going. If they had not had American oil, they would have run out of oil, and the war would not have been extended with the loss of life to the enormity and the magnitude that it was. And to me, that's really quite distressing to even think about, that big business, it was business as usual, and that was the only reason why so many lives were lost and continue to be lost through the various wars. And when I found this white puppy information, I thought this was just so much more appropriate for remembering, for an energy around, an associated energy that we can connect with for this day, because they're actually called the white poppies of peace. So rather than them being the red poppy, which is associated with sacrifice, we're going to connect the white poppies in the meditation so that we can support the flow and the magnification of the energy of peace. And when I found this, I thought it was really interesting that I was called on to focus on peace for the equinox meditation. So this is almost a natural follow-on, but it is so needed for us to adjust the emotional energy around this day to help to resolve all of the energies of conflict that we hold, that are brought through from our ancestors, all of the trauma that has been experienced and continues to be experienced as a consequence of sort of human, more depraved, if you like, human energies that have been misused. The misuse of energy, the misuse of polarity. It is our opportunity to balance those polarities within a column, within a bridged space where we can hold and anchor in that peace. So we're going to do personal clearing, we're then going to do a collective clearing, and then we're going to hold open some portals for the release of any traumatized earthbound souls that have suffered as a consequence of war. So it's going to be quite intense. So I hope you're all up for it and ready for it. Does that sort of make sense in terms of a little bit of an introduction? There's a lot of emotion around this. I can actually feel it building already, because the focus of the masses is actually on the traumas. So thank you so much for being a part of this, not only from the perspective of the personal healing and the repercussions, but from the perspective of the collective energy and intent. Sounds perfectly synchronistic. Thank you. That's what usually happens, is that most people will connect with it synchronistically one way or another, that you will have found your own messages actually coming through in the last couple of days or even weeks building up to this. Um, so thank you. I chose war as part of my soul contract. Wow. Yeah, it's a very, very difficult energy. And what we want to do is be able to hold that space so that we can hold the polarity, if you like, of conflict within us without moving into either pole, without that emotional knee-jerk reaction to situations, so that we don't initiate conflict either within ourselves or even within our local environment, and we learn to deal with it in a much more constructive way. Yeah, we carry a lot of that distress, even though we don't perhaps realize it, because we inherit the genetic programming and the miasms from our ancestors. So it goes back many, many eons. So the work is deep, and it's really powerful. We're holding open a window with the 1111. So I would really like you to hold that thought, that perhaps next year, and even from today, we can start introducing people to the white poppies of peace, and an alternative way of working with the energy of this day, while we also honor the lost lives and the traumas that everybody has actually suffered, because there is no doubt that there is an honoring of the process of the people, of the souls that actually took all of that on board. So if you're ready, it is 10 past according to my clock, and I would like you to sit comfortably. And as long as you can hear me well, that's fantastic, loud and clear. So I would like you to make yourself comfortable now and close your eyes and begin to simply focus on your breathing as you take a long, slow, deep breath in and out. And again, a very long, slow, deep breath in. And release any existing tension from your body as you breathe out. Allow your body to simply relax. Allow your mind to simply ease, allow those thoughts to drop through and out on your breath so that your mind calms in this very special, significant place and window of time. And as always, we begin by creating around us our diamond field. So invoke your diamond, give the intent for it to be created around you so that the axes connect at the very center of your being, at the base of your spine. And expand your breathing to incorporate your diamond, allow it to settle in its rightful position, connected to your soul star above and your earth star below. And feel the safety and stability of your energy space within your diamond. And let's honor this space and place that we are in as a sacred space. And let's silently send an honoring to all of our ancestors who are here to support us today, whether they are here for the healing or to support us in ensuring the efficacy of the healing. And invite in your guardian ancestors. You may or may not know who they are. Invite in your power animals. If you have any particular guides or light beings that you work with of advanced energy, allow them to support you. And honor their participation and their willingness to assist with this process. And from the center of your diamond, from the tip of your tailbone, you have an axis that extends out in front and behind you, and to the left and to the right. And at the end of each one of these axes, you now invite the 1111 window, and the four ones form a pillar of light at the end of each of your axes. So you are in your diamond, and you are surrounded by four brilliant, glowing pillars of light holding you in place. holding this space. The light flows into your diamond, bringing lightness, brightness, and love. And take a look at the ground now beneath your feet at the base of your diamond, and within the space that is enclosed by these pillars of light, you are standing on a carpet of beautiful, pure, white poppies. You stand on a carpet of flowers, and in the center of each of these poppies is written the word peace. Feel the energy shift within your space as this carpet of poppies becomes an absolute match of beautiful and amazing white flowers. And the energy from these flowers, the aura that they emanate, infuses your diamond. As it ripples up from below your feet, up, all the way through your body and your being to the top of your head. And feel yourself easing into this space of peace. And the energetic template for the flowers settles into the form of the flower itself within your heart. Just see that beautiful, pure white flower with the word peace in the center, embedding within your heart. From this point, it radiates out, strengthening your core column, broadcasting peace throughout your entire body. As it ripples through the water in which your cells and your organs bathe, and it touches the DNA within the nucleus of each cell. Just be aware of what happens as you emanate the rays of light from this flower in your heart through your body. Send a message now to all of the cells in your body that wherever the blueprints or the templates for any beliefs that have been focused around war and conflict, any patterns that you have been holding within either your biological matrix or your soul matrix within your diamond, that they be made known to you. Which part of your body are they impacting at this moment in time? And whichever way you see or become aware of the locations of those patterns, just allow it to be. And the rays of light emanating from the puppy within your heart, seek out these patterns, magnetized to wherever these stored blueprints have been playing out in your life. And as the rays from the flower touch those blueprints, there is a tiny explosion of light and a release of redundant energy in a sphere of light that floats out of your energy field. Send out these rays, and as each of those patterns is touched by the ray of peace, you finally feel your beingness resting and relaxing and expanding into the peace of your core column becomes stronger, and you feel the compassion building in your heart, the compassion for your own life. Allow the rays of peace to touch traumas and pain associated with conflict. Allow them to be transmuted and released. There will be many versions of this pain or trauma, and it may be worth repeating this process a number of times to fulfill the clearing. And for now, just notice how much brighter your diamond space is through this one simple step. The rays from your heart are lighter and brighter. And if you need to, you can actually draw in one of the puppies from the carpet below you and enfold whatever trauma or time lock or pain that you find in its own beautiful white puppy of peace. Let the energy of the flower and of the intent do its work. And as the flower opens again, there is nothing but clear light and flow. And ask now for your ancestral guardians to take up a station at each of the pillars around your diamond. Ask for their support. You may or may not see them, just simply set the intent. Each of these pillars stands as its own doorway into a realm of vibrational frequency that is supporting the purity and the clarity and the clearing of your diamond. And let's start with the pillars to the left and to the right of you. And these rust or fragmented parts of your feminine or masculine self, because we are a blend of both. And this is one of the primary areas where we tend to end up in conflict between the two. And hold your center space, that purity, that love of your diamond in the center. As your guardians now open the doorway in the columns and the pillars to the left and to the right, and you set the intention to reclaim any lost feminine or masculine parts that have been separated as a consequence of conflict. Be aware in your body of what happens as you see these fragmented parts or aspects of you across dimensions, across time, entering through the pillars, through the doorway that's been opened, moving towards you, and they move across of white poppies. And as they do, you can see how they too are now touched by the aura or the energy emanating from this carpet. Feel the response in your body as they get closer and closer. And in the energy of the poppies, you see them for who and for what they are. And from this space in your heart, there is the ultimate compassion for all that you have experienced across time and dimensions, as you welcome these parts of yourself back into your being, into harmony. Be aware of how the organs and cells and DNA in your body responds as you welcome these aspects back to integrate within you. And if you need to, then bring them into that heart space, into the center of the puppy, and allow them to make peace within you and to make their own peace in respect of the conflict that separated them. Just be with us for a moment. Observe, feel, hear. And if there are any more fragments at this time, any more lost aspects of yourself separated by conflict or the trauma or the pain, and if there are any that you are ready to receive back, then spend a few more moments allowing whatever energies need to return to be returned through the open doorways that are held and supported for you right now. And when you are complete, allow your ancestors to close up that doorway as you hold your place and space in the center with these newly integrated aspects. Just thank them. Thank your ancestors on the left and the right for their help. As those columns of light remain holding you in place. And your essence glows even brighter as you now turn your attention to the axes that run behind and in front of you. And again, ask for your ancestral guardians to assist with this process. For behind you, the doorway opens into your ancestry. So we're only going to focus on the doorway behind you at the moment. So if you are ready, allow that door to be opened. And notice immediately what happens within your body as your DNA responds to the energy from through this doorway. For these are all of your ancestral connections to those who have suffered, to those who still experience and feel an unconscious pain they may perhaps not even know about. And they come forward now through the doorway for healing. Wherever these pains have been connected with your own biological blueprints, those ancestors come forward for healing through you in this space. And in the quietness of this moment, I'm going to leave you for a few moments. Just be aware of any memories and emotions that surface from within you. Just allow any pain or sadness or grief and any images to be brought into the center of your white puppy, where the memory is held and loved back into peace and wholeness. The energy of love, forgiveness, and compassion emanates ever more strongly from your heart center. And with each memory or emotion that surfaces and is brought into the center of your being, notice what happens with the energetic connections from your DNA to each of the ancestors that is appearing to you through the doorway. You are expanding exponentially within this force field that you are generating from within your own beingness and from your own intention. Honor and extend your gratitude to each of those ancestors that unknowingly suffered to a greater degree because they did not have the gift of the tools and the awareness that you have. Honor their lives, their sacrifices, their pain, and their suffering. As you heal this from within your own being, and you can now feel their gratitude being transmitted back to you. as each of those ancestral patterns is healed within you, their energy changes. There is gratitude and love emanating from them as they walk across the carpet of white poppies, through the purity and the cleared energy fields of your diamond. And because there are no patterns stopping them, they move right through you to continue their onward journey to a different future. And they move through and carry on walking across the carpet, and your diamond is now huge and expanded. And your focus now becomes on the pillar in front of you, which represents the future that is being created, the potential self for you and for all of your ancestors. And once those that needed to move forward have done so, close the doorway behind you with gratitude and honoring of the guardians that are holding it for you. And focus on the front where a new doorway has been held open in the fourth pillar. You stand in the center of all of these pillars as a beacon of light, hope, peace, and compassion. You stand as a bridge within your diamond, a bridge between all worlds, a bridge that can facilitate healing and wholeness. Your work that you do here ripples out now through generations. And from the doorway in front of you, there is a presence, a taste of infinity, a taste of the ultimate potential, a flow of the eternal, a flow of unconditional love, purity. And as each of your ancestors makes their way across the carpet of white poppies, they pause at the doorway and they turn to look at you and smile and extend their gratitude. They bow down to you, for they have been released from the traps or the energetic cycles that have kept repeating through them and through their descendants. And they give their thanks as they step through this fourth doorway into a new future that is greatly expanded for them. And in this moment you experience the expanded future for you. As your diamond takes on enormous proportions, And the energy that you emanate from within this space is now focused through your Earth star into the planetary grids. We are collectively sending out fields and seeding fields of white puppies energetically through the grids of the planet, sending out an energy of peace through all of the killing fields for all of the wars across generations. Just allow your beingness to send out that flow and notice where yours goes. Notice which country your energy is drawn to, and then amplify your transmission through the grids into that place. See fields and carpets of white puppies springing up. Until collectively, through all of our intentions, the grids connect, connecting us, connecting through the pillars to all dimensions, and forming a unifying grid through the earth. Let the soils be cleansed. Let the memories and the souls that have been entrapped by generations and millennia of conflict, let them see the beacons of light through the tiny puppies that spring up for them. Let them know that the time for peace has come. That from here on the generations will build in their efforts and focus to restore the integrity of our countries, of our communities, of our people, of all people. Notice how huge your diamond is and the reach that you have just through the work that you have done and continue to do. And finally, let us see ourselves joining together in this virtual space. Diamonds connecting with diamonds. Forming a circle. And in the center of this circle is the blueprint of one enormous huge diamond, as it connects with a universal soul star and a universal earth star. And all of the pillars of light merge to hold this diamond in place. This is a portal that will act as a bridge for all of those souls that see the opportunity for their release from the fields of conflict, and hold this space strongly as you emanate from your heart and hold this portal as we call in the legions of light, other dimensional beings, and the earthly ancestors who will guide those souls ready to journey on into and through the portal. All areas and places on the planet, past and future, past and present, affected by war, trauma, pain, grief, and loss. See the seeds of the white poppies acting as beacons into this portal. And as each soul is guided through this place, there is a mutual honoring of you from them and for them from you. For humanity has chosen to learn through pain, and our message is that that pain is no longer needed in order for us to create a sustainable, supportive environment for all. But just allow that honoring process to continue as you watch and hold this portal. Feel the compassion and all of the emotional energy that has been trapped around these places and people. In this moment and in this place, we are helping to love them back into wholeness. Within the portal, they are able to release their pain and be guided on into a different future, a different energetic paradigm. Let this portal serve as a beacon that counteracts and rebalances the energy of sacrifice. As we realize and recognize the futility of that as a collective belief system. So pour your intention into the portal as a beacon of wholeness, of healing, of light, and of future potentiality. As you step back and you see that that portal is held by pillars, gigantic pillars of light. Step back, step back. From your vantage point, take a look at the planetary grids. Feel within your beingness the power that you have and that we have to bring change into our world. And this portal will stay open. We will reinforce it tomorrow with tomorrow's session. Take a look around your diamond at all of the facets, glowing, emanating, beautiful light flowing. Take a look at your body and notice how the light is moving in rainbows of colors now through the crystalline structures that make up your body. And just notice how that ripples out as you hold your own space. Healed. Take a deep breath in and breathe out as you allow yourself to return to normal consciousness. And another deep breath in and out. As you wiggle your toes and your fingers and your hands, your body, your shoulders, and allow yourself to return to this space. And you may notice that there is a rippling of joy. That even though the focus has been on healing trauma, the release of some of that pain has given us an opportunity to re-experience the beauty of eternal love and joy. Breathe that in through your body. Feel it bubbling as you open your eyes. Take another long, slow, deep breath in and breathe out. And just be aware over the next 24 hours. For those of you, I would say that we will be doing another session tomorrow, so you may or may not be able to join in live. How are you all doing? Are you back? But just be aware of that portal that is actually being created, and also be aware of how you feel. It feels very emotional, and yet it feels as if that emotion is flowing. That there is a sadness and a joy mixed within. That's what I feel like at the moment. So I don't know how you guys are actually experiencing that. It's a very interesting space to be holding, kind of between those polarities. And between the two is peace. Burst into tears. Yeah, I know. I could actually. Um, Thank you, Marina, for that comment. Burst into tears initially. Yeah, I could also feel that. I'd felt it building. Um, Good to feel both. Thank you. I'm so glad that you could experience that, because it is a really it's the power of us being able to hold the polarity of those conflict situations without choosing to engage in conflict. And that's really the power that we have in every opportunity, every challenge that we are faced with, and that ripples out in enormous ways through the grids, through our ancestral lineages and connections. Um, Very powerful, beautiful. I was actually feeling that. I was feeling very tearful from yesterday. New experience, seeing, understanding the polarities. Absolutely. As I say to you guys, I was actually feeling quite tearful yesterday when I started making note of it. I could really feel it building, and in fact, I could see this. Because as usual, everything lands for me at the 11th hour. But yeah, this is the opportunity to feel the rippling of that joy and allow the pain to transmute while we are standing in the center holding the energy of peace. And I just think it's a very powerful awareness for us to hold because it heals that within us and within the ancestors. So notice how you go for 24 hours. The likelihood is that the session that I will do tomorrow, while the intention is very similar, that it will probably be a slightly different meditation. So I invite you also to join in tomorrow if you can. I thank those of you who are across the pond who have gotten up extra early to join in with that. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this. So there's a comment in the chat room I just want to actually have a look at for those. For those who are actually joining in later. Can see the portal. Yes, concentrate on the portal and just send your intention to hold it. Felt the energies of the ancestors, felt the tears welling. It was a new experience, feeling, seeing, understanding the polarities. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for just being such a powerful and potent part of this process. I'm going to stop the recording so we can actually stay in